Music festival goers what to expect with your severe weather outlook this weekend.
A new audit released today from the Cleveland County Sheriff's Department reveals a pattern of mismanaged funds. And residents are picking up the pieces after devastating wildfires near Lake Thunderbird, how they are trying to repair what they lost. This is OU Nightly. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Abby Hollinsworth.
And I'm Hallie McPherson. The Norman Music Festival returns tonight with performances starting at 6. OU Nightly's Olivia Hayes is live at the festival grounds right now, and we will get you over to her in just a moment.
But first, OU Nightly meteorologist Rachel Mosshammer has an update on the forecast. Rachel, what can people expect heading to the festival tonight?
Yeah, well, we've got the festival, we have the marathon this weekend, a lot of outdoor activities to look forward to. But take a look at this. The last 24 hours, we have seen quite a bit of rain here in the metro. Southwestern parts of the state have gotten a lot more rain than we have here in Norman, but a lot more rain is on the way. So make sure you're packing a poncho, an umbrella, anything for those outdoor activities. OU Nightly Olivia Hayes is out at the Norman Music Festival right now to let you know what to expect and what to pack.
Rachel, we're just under 2 hours away until the first act hits the stage here at the Alley Stage at Norman Music Festival. Festival goers will be able to bring an umbrella this weekend to combat those possible showers, but there is a number of things organizers say you'll have to leave at home to ensure the safety of everyone at the festival this weekend. That list includes no outside food or drink except bottled water, no glass, no large backpacks or coolers. Strollers are allowed, but will be searched, no posters or banners, and no fireworks, explosives, or illegal drugs. Pets also are allowed until 7 p.m. and any outside chairs that you bring here this weekend will have to be gone by 6 p.m. as those headline acts start to hit the stage. But reporting, Rachel, I'm going to toss it back over to you to tell us what to expect for the rest of the weekend. But for now, one last time, live in downtown Norman, Olivia Hayes, OU Nightly.
Thank you, Olivia. Like she said, we're going to talk about those morning showers coming up tomorrow, a weekend severe risk and daily rain chances starting Monday when we come back.
Thanks, Rachel. Oklahoma State Auditor and Inspector Cindy Byrd released an audit report for the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office revealing mismanaged funds. A press release shows how the Sheriff's Office collected the entire approved amount of money for the year, but still went over the spending budget. Auditors identified over 300 instances that the Sheriff's Office may have violated purchasing laws, including using taxpayer dollars on high-end meals, games, and DoorDash. The Cleveland County Budget Board is carefully reviewing the audit and will determine what steps to take next.
Growing pressure on the world stage amid legal battles here in the U.S. Clay Webster has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
Tensions with China are escalating, with President Trump voicing his frustration over the world's second largest economic power. In a True Social post today, the president says China is sending pre-ordered Boeing jets back to the U.S. in response to heavy tariffs imposed earlier this month. Trump also says that the U.S. had talks with China this morning, but Chinese officials deny this claim. And President Trump calls out Russian President Vladimir Putin following deadly missile and drone strikes in Kyiv. In another True Social post today, the president told Putin to stop his attacks on Ukraine. According to Ukrainian emergency services, at least 12 people were killed and 90 injured overnight in the largest assault on the Ukrainian capital since last summer. As of now, neither country has agreed to a total ceasefire. And another one of President Trump's executive orders is being challenged in federal court. A senior district judge blocked the president's order to require proof of citizenship for voter registration. The Washington, D.C.-based judge said, quote, Our Constitution entrusts Congress and the states, not the president, with the authority to regulate federal elections. The lawsuit was filed by the Democratic National Committee along with several other groups. And the suspect in the 2022 Highland Park, Illinois parade shooting that killed 7 people has been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Abby, Hallie, back to you.
Thanks, Clay. Oklahoma families are still recovering weeks after the wildfires near Lake Thunderbird. OU Nightly reporter Nikki Womack has a story of one family who was affected.
2 weeks ago, Lake Thunderbird was hit by devastating wildfires. Residents are picking up the pieces, trying to repair what was lost. John Winaski and his family lost their home and had a cat that was badly burned.
The initial shock is very bad, but he's been healing now for the 3rd week almost.
John says it will take 1 year to rebuild and construction starts May 1st. The most difficult part was valuables he couldn't save.
Where's my stuff? Because we have it, but it's on the kitchen table. Well, the kitchen table is burned.
Fire crews responded to the fires, but John says resources weren't available.
There was plenty of firemen with bulldozers and trucks, but none of the trucks were water trucks. There were no water tanks.
Norman Assistant Fire Chief Chad Rodney says water was not the issue.
We were lacking more than anything else was adequate number of brush units.
He also says the Norman Fire Department used every available reserve, but initially did not receive help from other stations.
I was not able to direct resources to that fire for a decent amount of time because I didn't have any resources to sit.
With limited resources, firemen did all they could do that day, but it wasn't enough for John Winaski and his family. They are starting over, rebuilding in the same place, with the hope that if it happens again, the city of Norman will provide its firemen with the resources they need. Reporting in Lake Thunderbird, Nikki Womack, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Nikki. Norman Assistant Fire Chief Ronnie added that the Norman City Council will be waiving construction permits for the next year for people that have lost their homes in the wildfires. And new data on magic mushrooms show they're getting more popular. Find out what age group has the highest usage rates and possible side effects that could happen.
And recent bans on certain food dyes are starting to get phased out by the U.S. government. How U.S. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and food activists are reacting to the bans. Food could look different soon as the end of this year. Cariana Gamboa shows us how national health officials are planning to make food safer in today's Health Beat.
U.S. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announces he's doubling down on his push to remove certain artificial dyes from the U.S. food and drug supply.
And sugar is poison, and Americans need to know that. It is poisoning us. It's giving us a diabetes crisis.
The ban would include red dye 40, yellow dye 5 and 6, blue dye 1 and 2, green dye 3, citrus red 2, and orange B. The FDA says it intends to phase out synthetic dyes found in candies, cereals, and energy drinks by the end of next year. The ban has not been put into effect. The unsupervised use of what most know as magic mushrooms is increasing in the U.S. A recent study revealed the use of the psychedelic grew by 188% from 2019 to 2023 in adults older than 30, with a 44% increase among 18 to 29-year-olds. In a few clinical trials, psilocybin has been used to treat depression, anxiety, and substance abuse. Researchers say the rising trend also comes with a rise in calls to the poison control centers. And social media appears to be losing some of its charm to younger generations. According to a Pew Research Center survey, 48% of teenagers say online platforms have a negative effect on their peers. That's an increase from 16% from 2022. 44% of teens also say they're now spending less time on platforms and phones in general. Abby, Hallie.
Thanks, Cariana. Find out how a local business is turning a comfort food into a dream.
And how one late night snack can turn into a deep connection. Coming up next, let's taco about it.
And more rain chances on the way. Find out what severe weather risks we could experience this weekend. Well, welcome back to OU Nightly. We're so glad to have you here on this Thursday afternoon. We are taking a look at our Weather Center cam right now. There are some clouds in the sky left over from the showers we had earlier this morning. Out in western parts of the state, there are still some showers. They're starting to fizzle out before they get to the Norman area, so we probably won't see any rain from those, but we're staying dry right now. 73 degrees in Norman, a light breeze out of the east. Feels like 75, so just a little bit warmer than what the actual temperature is right now. But again, because of that rain, we are going to stay a little bit humid here in Norman. Looking at our hourly rain chances, though, again, we had that rain early on this morning, but we're going to continue with rain again in the morning tomorrow. 80% chance at 8 a.m. It's going to taper off into the 60s by the afternoon, but again, a nice rain chance for your Friday morning. Now, looking at our daily rain chances, we do have a chance for rain almost every single day of the week. Starting tomorrow, we're going to go up to 80% on Saturday, 20% on Monday, so we could stay a little dry for the beginning of your week next week. But then we are right back with those fair chances for rain on your latter half of the week. So let's time this out for you. We're going to look at Thursday tonight. We'll see 11 p.m. We could have some showers south of Norman here, but then that'll go out of the area. We'll see some more showers again Friday morning into Friday afternoon, possibly south of Norman. But again, it's going to saturate a lot of the state here tomorrow. Now that'll move out of the way. We will have some more rain chances out in eastern parts of the state. They'll have severe weather, or western parts of the state, sorry. They'll have severe weather chances out in the Texas panhandle. They could see large hail and even tornadoes for their week. Now again, another rain chance for your Saturday morning. Again, it'll probably stay south of Norman, but again, a lot of rain chances for your weekend. For that severe weather outlook, though, we are currently in a 1 out of 5 here in Norman. Again, that severe weather risk, the enhanced risk, is out in the Texas panhandle. That'll be the reason that we'll see rain as they make their trek eastward into central Oklahoma. Now that severe weather starts to make its way even farther west. We'll see a marginal risk here in Norman once again tomorrow, so that risk will start to taper off. Looking at our severe threats, though, for this event, we'll see a medium tornado risk out in that western parts of the state. They have wind and hail, but our primary concern is going to be that flooding here in Oklahoma. We have a lot of red clay here in Oklahoma, so it's part of the reason that we have a lot of flooding in the area. Current temperatures 73 degrees. We'll look at our highs for Friday, 75 in Norman. Our lows, we'll see lows tonight 61 degrees, but take a look at the 7-day forecast. Like I said, a lot of rain chances for the week and the weekend. So if you have any outdoor plans like the Music Fest, the marathon, anything like that, you might want to bring your umbrella.
Okay, so any other tips for if we have those outdoor plans besides the umbrella? Because I know you said it's going to be pretty rainy.
Yes, for sure. So ponchos are definitely another thing if you don't want to carry around an umbrella, but if you're like me, you probably want to stay inside for the weekend.
Sounds good. Thanks, Rachel.
Of course.
If you've been to Campus Corner late at night recently, you may have noticed a new spot drawing a crowd. Emma McAndrews has the story behind the late night buzz.
Late night tacos are not just about satisfying craving, they're about connection. And here at Taco Villa, that connection runs deep. From the father-son bond behind the grill to the regulars lining up for their midnight fix.
Yeah, for me, it's a dream for me because I'm building a business with my son, which is, I believe, that's one of the dreams for every dad. Yeah, so I feel very happy to start doing it.
The idea sparked when the younger half of the duo, a full-time OU student, missed something familiar.
Man, I went to like a whole year in Norman without having tacos or anything. Like, this is good. It feels good to be back, you know? And I was like, wait, why don't we just bring this idea over there? And so I brought it to my dad. I was like, hey, Dad, like, look, like, this would be sick, you know? Like, we started coming over here, checking out, like, where we can put it, you know, if it's a possibility. And yeah, now we're here, we put this here, we took the risk, and it's going really well.
Now the late night taco truck is also about something more, building something together.
It's been a lot of fun, but also one of the biggest impacts is, like, you know, freshman year, first year without your parents, you know, you're like, oh wow, this kind of blows, you know, like, I don't like this. He gets to come up my sophomore year, and every time I'm like, hey, I want to see my dad. I live right next to Campus Corner, so I get to walk over, share a meal with him. You know, talk with them, how's it going, how's this going, what can we do better, and, you know, get to bond with my dad more and just stay in contact.
After a night on Campus Corner, it's easy to see why Taco Villa has become a go-to spot, but I couldn't leave without trying one for myself. Yep, that's the real deal. Reporting from Campus Corner, I'm Emma McAndrews, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Emma. Taco Villa is currently open Tuesday through Saturday, 6 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. And the Thunder take the court for Game 3 of their NBA playoff series tonight.
How one star player responding to an unusually cold start.
And speaking of the pros, the 2025 NFL Draft starts today with a few Sooners making their debut on the professional level. Sooner fans can hear where their favorite players might end up next, coming up in sports. Hello, I'm Brooke Griggs, and it's time for sports. Grab your popcorn. The NFL Draft starts tonight with some Sooners ready for their dreams to become a reality. Former OU safety Billy Bowman Jr. is projected to Miami in the 4th round. Linebacker Danny Stutzman is projected to be drafted in the 6th round to Las Vegas. And Ethan Downs is predicted to be picked up by Miami as well in the 7th round, per Pro Football Focus. And while OU's Trace Ford might not be in that same projection, he's still keeping things professional until his time comes.
Like after the bowl game, very stressed out, anxiety every day. And then one day my mom was kind of like, it is what it is, you got a master's, why are you crying, So I kind of I'm at peace with whatever happens, even if I don't get drafted, if I don't get picked up on a team. I'm happy where I'm at right now. I'm happy with the performance I had today, and I'm just happy to play football.
Now to players who've earned their stripes already. The Oklahoma City Thunder face the Memphis Grizzlies in Game 3 of their playoff series tonight at 8:30. After dominating the first 2 games, winning by a combined 70 points, OKC is looking hot. Surprisingly, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had his lowest scoring game of the season in Game 1, but 2 games doesn't define a career worth of highs.
I'm getting looks that I usually make. I'm just missing them. It's part of basketball. It's ups and downs, makes and misses. Now, because my team is really good, we've won 2 games by a decent margin. But yeah, they've had my back these last 2 nights, and hopefully I pick it up here soon.
A top 15 matchup takes place for Sooner baseball tonight. 14th ranked OU faces 10th ranked Georgia. Oklahoma's coming off a loss against Oral Roberts after a 4-game winning streak. On the other hand, Georgia's coming off a 4-game losing streak. Both teams meet for the first time in program history at 6 p.m. OU golf wrapped up the 2nd round of the SEC championship earlier today. Oklahoma sits in 3rd place with Drew Goodman sitting in 2nd on the individual leaderboard. Tomorrow marks the 3rd day of competition. Tee time begins at 7 a.m. And 2 OU men's tennis players received honors from the SEC today. Junior Luis Alvarez and freshman Oscar Lacid were named 2nd team All-SEC honorees, with Oscar doubling up, earning an All-Freshman team nod as well. Abby, Hallie.
Thanks, Brooke. Now we know the Norman Music Festival is here this weekend, but if you want to head over to a different one, you can catch it in OKC.
This creative festival is underway now and has an art of gold for everyone.
I'm Elle Gedman at the OU Nightly Update Desk. Police are investigating a suspicious death in Oklahoma City. Officers say a man's body was found inside the London Square apartment complex in northwest Oklahoma City this morning. Information about the victim has yet to be released, but police say the injuries are consistent with a homicide. No arrests have been made and no suspects have been identified. We will continue to follow this story. Abby, Hallie.
Thanks, Elle. This weekend is a festival-filled one in Oklahoma, the Norman Music Festival, and there's also the Festival of Arts in Oklahoma City.
The festival takes place in downtown OKC at the Bicentennial Park, bringing a variety of artists together as well as the Oklahoma community.
From mixed media, jewelry, dancing, photography, a lot of artwork will be happening starting from this morning until Sunday. And Rachel, can we get one last check on those rain chances for this weekend?
Yeah, for sure. Well, just another outdoor plan that you want to make sure you are keeping an eye on the weather for. Again, look at these daily rain chances, something we'll see later on this weekend. Seasonal temperatures, but want to keep that in mind whenever you're going out.
Thanks, Rachel. And thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Abby Hollinsworth.
And I'm Hallie McPherson. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.